Hello, and welcome to Date Night. It's that
Hey!
time again. It's streaming time.
Hey! It's time for a Vampire Requiem.
It's time for Chapter 5 of Code Realize, called Vampire Requiem.
Let's do it. I'm ready
One
for
of us
vampires.
very excited about vampires.
I'm always excited about vampires. I'm always ready for vampires, to be real.
Right. We've got new crimes to do. I mean, our last one didn't go great, so...
You know, the last crime involved a lack of information
Right, a lot
about
was going on with that
everything.
plan. I don't blame our team for messing it up.
Yeah, I understand kind of in retrospect why we don't really Lupin doesn't really tell us the details of the plan earlier because
Right, because they're
it's gonna
nuts.
fail. Yeah. Also, it was just rob a train without really thinking about it very much more than that.
Yeah. We've got a new plan. It's definitely more grounded than our previous plan.
This opening screen where you hit continue reminds me a lot of a game that I made, well, me and my group made for my undergrad game dev class.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a spinning gear also on the title screen that was similarly disjointed from everything else that was going on. And I just wanted to let everyone know that about myself. I made a fighting game in undergrad for game dev, and I don't remember what it was called. It was really generic, but it was on purpose and as a joke. Definitely.
Don't worry, all you're missing is that Impy's getting attacked. Rightfully.
God, this fucking guy. Like, oh, here we go. Oh, I'm jealous of the dog. That because you get to pet the dog and you won't pet me. Like, oh my god. I feel like I've heard that exact same line in real life. Which...
Don't worry, Cece bit him.
Well, I wouldn't say that getting bit by a dog is, like, good.
It's retribution. Anyways.
Oh, maybe
that's
why he has a zipper on there, on his shirt, because CC, like, tore it one time.
Oh, maybe.
I swear to God, if my internet goes out during this, I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna flip my table. And this table is against a wall, so it'll be so hard that it crashes through the wall and into the parking lot outside, just so everyone knows how mad I am. It's fine, I'm reloading. I'm sure I didn't miss anything.
No, they're having breakfast.
Lupin's, like, pout face is, like... I don't know how I feel about it. It's so, like, I feel like it's a face that sort of betrays his personality, like his front, his facade.
Sure. Of being a gentleman.
Shows, like, a real, yeah, it's like the face of someone who is pretending to be a gentleman but is not a gentleman in real life. Like in the sort of beneficial definition of the word gentleman.
Right, he's definitely, like, playing it up for, like, the character of his thieving persona.
It's the face of someone who's, like, really more petty and less forgiving and more mean than they have as part of their persona.
In case you didn't remember, our brother is the leader of the secret police.
Oh, right, our brother, Yuri Plazetsky.
Right, our tiny brother.
Our tiny blonde Russian brother.
Right.
Figure skating prodigy, Yuri Plazetsky. Don't tell me that. Yeah, don't deny that Yuri would totally wear this look on the ice.
You wouldn't
Maybe
be happy
the cape
about
is
it,
like
maybe.
a little too long, but yeah.
And also, our horologium had a reaction to our brother as well. We don't know what that's about.
Just like just like a Horcrux, just like Lord
No, it's
Voldemort.
a Horcrux. You're right.
Yeah, no, I know. I actually thought to myself, is that too much of a spoiler?
I don't want to admit that I know this Harry Potter word.
Is it too much of a spoiler to Harry Potter to say that Harry Potter's the Horcrux, and that's how the book, that's how it ends?
Okay.
Oh my god.
And now it's time to learn about why Van Helsing wanted to murder this, like, child.
Putting your tea down and letting out a deep sigh is an emotion that I can relate to.
I mean, that's not really more information than we already had. You're just telling us you're going to kill him again.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't seem to not deserve it.
Right. He does seem like maybe like someone who's shady and maybe can't be trusted.
And maybe some kind of weird clone or reincarnation or something.
Right, we have no idea what's going on.
Obscure reference in the chat says that they were looking around TV tropes for important code realize information and discovered that Van Helsing's image song from the fan disc is titled Endless Pain.
That's really good. I guess that lets you know a little bit about what it would be like to date him.
Wow, I didn't realize. Well, I should have realized that he was the Shadow the Hedgehog of this game because of all the guns.
Right. Like, it wouldn't be a stretch to go like, oh, I bet that guy is angsty and has some problems.
Yeah, this all checks out, because let's see. Which Sonic character is each of the boys in this game?
Well, we already agreed that every Sonic character is Impy.
Impy is all of them, yes, that's correct. Impy is literally all of them, including Dr. Robotnik, so everyone all rolled into one person.
Right, so everyone left has to be like a side character, like Charmy the Bee.
Well, but then at the same time, like, Victor's clearly Tails.
You think Victor's Tails? Okay, that makes sense.
And, like, Van Helsing is Shadow.
Right.
Saint Germain is Silver.
And Lupin is SPO the Chameleon.
Oh my god, yes. Though, actually, yes. And then Impy is Sonic and Knuckles.
Right. And a little bit of Robotnik.
And Robotnik, yeah.
Right, that's the feminist part, definitely.
Yeah. He's a feminist, just like Robotnik is. Beam Splash in the chat says Cardia is practically Maria Robotnik.
We're maybe not quite as helpless as that. Like, we've been trained to not be that helpless.
Yeah.
We almost held our own in that gunfight.
Saint Germain is both Silver the Hedgehog and Princess Elise.
Oh my god. Oh, is everyone revealing stuff about themselves this nice breakfast morning?
I love this fantasy of men that I like being emotionally open. Sorry, this is too early in the stream. That was a deep cut really early.
No, it's really good. Everyone and MP. It's like everyone's being sensitive and also MP's there.
Yes. Also, yes, CC, that makes CC a chow, which is correct.
Oh yeah, totally. Dress up the chow, feed it bats or whatever.
Yeah, that CC's definitely a chow that's been fed like too many animals, and that's why she looks the way she looks.
Right, and like a machine at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, uh-oh. Wow, again, talking about like, you know, men opening up. Like, this seems like a...
Oh. I wasn't under the impression that Victor had any money to begin with.
I mean, he was
a researcher. They don't make any money.
Well, he was also an alchemist. He was doing the alchemy part.
For the government, I mean...
So he's probably pocketing some gold. Oh, uh-oh, he's the...
Oh no.
He's the treasurer for our group.
Oh no.
The idea that before we came along, and therefore Victor and Van Helsing came along, that Lupin, Empy, and Count Saint Germain just had a pile of money in the house.
It's really good.
Would grab from is like really good.
1000% believe it. Yeah, they should be I mean, if Van Helsing was like their actual friend and not a jerk, then he could probably handle the finances.
It just seems like the sort of thing they'd absolutely do, and like they'd occasionally just like jump into the big pile of money.
Yeah. God, this dialogue is just killing me. How did they spend all the money? Oh, probably because Lupin hasn't done a crime in a long time.
Yeah,
right?
And our last crime failed.
Yeah.
Oh, well, actually... Please turn on the audio for the music that plays after this revelation.
Well, there's like thousands of dollars of priceless art on the wall, so I feel like you could do something.
Yeah, and Victor points out, like, the ornithopter is probably pretty expensive. Car maintenance. Van Helsing talked about it earlier, bullets.
Yeah, all those bullets. So is this set up for that they have to go do a crime?
I mean, yeah. And also, it turns out Lupin is expensive. That's not a surprise to anyone.
Yeah, no.
Damn, who isn't being put on blast right now?
This is good. I'm glad that this stream just starts with Victor calling everyone out.
Just everyone deserves a little bit of roasting.
They're just a bunch of, like, 21-year-old dudes. Like,
yeah, they give off very much, like...
This is like, yeah, this
just
is just
out
like,
of college.
It's our dorm. Yeah, like, this is our dorm, and, like, we're trying to, like, this is us living in the frat house, and, like, yeah, and Saint Germain is, like, the frat mom. And
right.
He lives in and, like, does some stuff.
Again, everyone's on blast, even Victor.
Yeah.
I mean, science is expensive. Well,
Maybe
time
you
to
shouldn't
buy
spend so
steam
much-
ramen or whatever. Neo ramen.
Neo steam ramen sounds delicious, actually. Like, imagine like a ramen, and then like you pull some like tab, and it like steams itself in there.
I feel like some version of that already exists.
There's a ramen place near my apartment complex that is going to open very soon, and now I'm thinking about how much I want to eat there, and it's not even open. Oh yeah, multiple people in the chat point out that you have to be careful when you're eating Neo Steam Ramen because you have to eat around the gears. Also, Victor shouldn't have spent so much money inventing uppers. Inventing Neo Steam uppers. Don't think I've forgotten about our boy.
But,
our boy Otacon.
Right, his little dabbling last episode. I feel bad for Victor. He's being pushed around. Everyone's taking advantage of him.
This is really funny because today at work, I was at a meeting, and it was in the agile development process what they refer to as a sprint retrospective, which is where you look back over like the past couple weeks of work and you like identify what went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot like this. It's a lot like this conversation. Everyone's like, well, everything's fucked. What did we do wrong? And everyone goes, well, this thing went wrong. This thing went wrong. This thing went wrong. And then the person who was, leading the discussion was like, well, actually, I did all this all these things wrong.
I like the idea that Helsing threatens people to help him. He can't just ask like a human. He's like, I will shoot you with my real gun.
We're not. I can't invent Helsing and his real guns.
It's messed up, but like, he might be the least responsible of all the boys.
He is definitely the most reckless.
Yeah.
And like in a dangerous way, like not in a fun way. Like Lupin is reckless in like a goofy way. Impy is reckless in an annoying way.
Right, but not like actively
is,
harmful.
Yeah, Van Helsing is reckless in like a dangerous way, where you're just like, he could just pop off whenever.
Right.
The gun is merely a tool, Chorps.
It's true.
Both of these boys standing there with their eyes closed is really good. I should have screen capped that.
Well, everyone has to live frugally now.
I guess this is the we run out of money episode.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost money to do research.
Well, it costs money to get the things to do research on.
Those are books.
Wow, this is
Either have
the
them or you
realest
don't.
shit I've ever read.
They didn't have paper publishing websites back then that you had to pay to access. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe Neo Steam London is such a capitalist dystopia that they have to pay to use the library, but somehow I doubt it. Oh, Saint Germain just won't help them?
I mean, what does he get out of it?
Well,
I guess
that
company.
I thought that he was already doing that. Like, I thought he was already bankrolling them, but I guess not.
I think he just lets them live there. He just happens to be the head of this This group. He's like the landlord. Turn on the audio. Saint Germain does English, please.
Oh my god. Wow. Wow.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, this is very heavily accented.
Oh no, everyone has to get a part-time job.
Oh my god, this is that episode of the anime. That's fine. I love it. Please make them go get real jobs. Please make these criminals go do jobs.
Right.
Is that a real part of like the mythology around Arsène Lupin? Is that he's like Robin Hood? He doesn't get anything out of it?
I think so. I think it's almost the opposite.
Yeah, right?
Like, I'm pretty sure he just steals things. Like, for fun.
Why else would he be up against Sherlock Holmes?
Right.
He's really reaching for this.
Yeah. He's still trying to have the moral high ground, he just does not.
I really want everyone in the chat to correct me every time I say Sherlock Holmes. Like, I want like 5 people to respond Sherlock Holmes in all caps, because that's what's happening inside my own mind. And I just cannot bring myself to say it out loud.
If only we could just do one big job and get a lot of money.
If only we could steal from a vampire?
If only we could gamble?
Yeah, we already gambled. I thought that was like work.
Well, apparently Lupin got blacklisted. Because he won too much money.
How much money did you win that you've already spent it all and it's been like a month?
Right. And also how much that you're still blacklisted.
Yeah, it was clearly not an insane amount. All those boys with their eyes closed like that is really funny.
All these distressed boys. Uh-oh. Van Helsing found a job in the classifieds.
Oh no. Oh my god. What?
I was looking things up for this chapter to make sure that it was the one I was thinking of, and I saw a lot of people who are like, Impy is bae, and I just don't get it. Like,
no. I mean, look, some people played Persona 5 and really liked Yusuke, and like, I'm I'm not gonna say you're objectively wrong, but we'll just agree to disagree.
I'm glad they gave us a codex for this.
I thought seminary was just for boys, for priests, for young men who want to become priests. Okay. Now I have to look this up.
I mean, it might be for nuns then.
Well, I think that's a different word.
Maybe. Oh, we're gonna stop crimes. Also, in case you didn't know what an auction was.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't. I just looked it up, and it's just sort of like a generic definition of like theological college. But I don't know. I personally have never heard it to refer to an all-girls school. But maybe that's the joke. Maybe they're setting us up for a nice gross joke, which
nope,
let's
they
not
didn't.
Do that. Oh, good.
We're way past that. We're straight on to we're going to try to protect an illegal auction.
Oh, cool, great.
Run by the mafia.
That sounds great, actually. Good. Yeah, sure. Their darkness runs deep.
Yeah, someone has already notified them, much like a certain Lupin, that they are coming to steal. Oh my god.
Nosferatu's saber. That sounds rad.
Yeah, so we're stealing some vampire royalty jewelry.
Ah, I see. So people think that vampire-related treasures give you immortality.
Give you vampire powers.
Vampire powers.
Without the curse part.
Well, yeah, just, like a Millennium item.
Right. It's exactly like the Millennium Puzzle.
I feel like this Lupin has thief confused with superhero.
It's possible. Or like
Victor dropping the hard truths of we wouldn't want people to think thieves are bad guys or anything. Thank you.
Everyone is kind of against Lupin's line of work.
Who's this other thief? Is there what's the character we haven't met yet? Are you sure it's not you? Is it really fucking good response also?
Anyway, so I guess we're gonna go capture a different thief. I mean,
I hope it's Sherlock Holmes.
To catch a thief, you need a different thief. Also, 10 million is a lot of pounds.
Obscure reference in the chat says, Lupin's Law, sufficiently gentlemanly thieves are indistinguishable from Batman. Crabmeat says, time to meet Robin Hood. Fucking hell. I'm trying to think about the intro and if there's any characters that we saw in the intro that we haven't seen yet, but I don't remember. There were 4. Because there was Finis and Alistair next to each other, and then there was Sherlock Holmes and another person next to each other, right? There was another person.
Yeah, and there might even been a couple other rows of characters.
Yeah, so how exciting.
相手が相手ですからね。面倒さで言えば私もあまり気が進みませんね。
This chapter so far has really been about like any illusions of like these guys having their shit together or being like being some kind of established and legitimate organization, like just totally destroyed. Like all those illusions are shattered.
Right, it's about humanizing the boys.
No, it just makes them all a bunch of like fuck ups that live in an apartment together in college and like can't manage their finances and like can't take care of themselves because they're young and doing it for the first time, you know, and they haven't learned how to do it yet.
Mm-hmm. All right, so what do we think?
What do I think about crimes?
What do you think about this crime in particular?
This particular crime? Nobody seems to think it's a good idea. Did anybody say it was a good idea?
Probably Van Helsing.
Oh, well, I don't agree with him.
Saint Germain definitely was against it, so was Victor.
I think isn't there another way? Is what I'm gonna say.
Probably
because I don't want to be neutral. I don't want to be like I really can't say.
Right,
that's not helpful.
Yeah, our character needs to learn to be assertive.
Yeah, and isn't there another way? Doesn't mean like that she's totally saying no anyway. It's just like, have we examined all of our options? I'm glad that we agreed with both of our top boys.
Right. I'm glad we can make a decision that makes multiple people happy and that those people are good.
Van Helsing with some at VG advice. If you want to make a substantial amount of money in a short period of time, you have to do questionable or illegal things. Yeah, I guess Victor has only ever been accused of breaking the law, but he didn't actually ever break the law.
Until the whole, like, train thing, but he may have been under the influence.
Yeah, clearly.
Like, he had to do some serious stuff to him to make sure that he could even handle doing an illegal thing.
He did invent SSRIs. We were wrong.
Well, I guess we all agree that there's no other option if we want to get a lot of money.
I knew that this was going to be a but thou must.
I mean, ultimately it had to be.
Look, Saint Germain even says the thing that you said, which is that you need a thief to defeat a thief, which is not a thing that anyone's ever said.
That's what they always say. Oh, Van Helsing has some history with Nosferatu's saber.
Oh my god.
I wonder why that could be. Woo! Van Helsing seems broody.
On Laren says, "Where's the Musu game of Van Helsing fighting during the Vampire War?" And that is literally exactly how I imagine the Vampire War looked like.
That would be a great spin-off.
Oh no, did my internet fuck up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Can you hear me?
Yeah, is the stream going bad?
No, I thought that my internet had like hiccuped or something like that, and just like, but I guess not.
Okay.
It's fine, I'm just reloading the page. And by I'm just reloading the page, I mean the page has reloaded itself for me without me touching anything, which was a little upsetting.
Spooky.
It's fine. It's fine. Spooky just like all these ghost people. Do you think these people are ghost outlines because they are just traced from like stock photos of like people in Victorian dress?
Of like old people? Well, not old, but like
or anything, right? Like an old painting, an old like a fake old photo or a real old photo or something like that. But they were just like, I need some Victorian people, and I'm just gonna color over them, and this is how I'm gonna do it instead of like drawing people.
I could see that, sure.
It's just such a weird juxtaposition compared to the like really detailed background art, which I really enjoy. I think it's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know, at least, I mean, I don't know about the giant gears, but like the perspective is good. Which is better than a lot of these kind of games, you know, like it's been, and you know, even otome games that you have to pay, you know, $20 or $30 for, sometimes have backgrounds that are just like a real photo with enough filters applied over it that it's not copyright infringing.
Right.
Kalen Dawn in the chat says they're ghost outlines because they're all actually made of steam.
Cool.
Oh, of course.
These are my Neo Steam servants.
Instead of being like covered in like charcoal soot from the fires of industry, since this is all runs on Neo Steam, like the people are covered in Neo Steam, and that's what they look like. Oh my gosh, it's this guy.
Yeah, he's back.
Colonel Mustard.
That's
Good
right,
to see you
the
again.
B-Man. Oh right, Leonhardt, that's his name.
Colonel Mustard. Like I said, great to see ya. Are you dressed differently?
Yeah, because
Cardi
like
is dressed differently.
Lupin had his whole outfit garb, you know, he had his whole tuxedo mask thing going on.
He had his tuxedo mask, yeah.
And Impy wasn't there, so.
Yeah.
I'm glad all these nameless bounty hunters get voices.
Oh, I Bounty Hunter D. I love that anime.
Oh, Bounty Hunter D, Vampire Hunter D. Ooh. Also, I don't think we heard anything from B or C, so I'm surprised that they went from like A to D.
No, B was there. I saw A, B, and D. I didn't see C. Maybe I wasn't paying attention though.
And clearly I wasn't because I missed B.
Bounty Hunter の皆様、本日はよくお集まりいただきました。今回の懸賞金支払い条件についてご説明させていただきます。
Oh, finally, someone's gonna explain our pay.
説明が始まったようだね。
臆していても始まりませんし、行ってみましょうか。ご心配なさらず、私たちに近寄ってくる輩は絶対にいませんよ。
おい、あれ、ヘルシングじゃねえか。
Who is calling him Abe Van Helsing? Who goes around like, oh, it's celebrated war hero Abe Van Helsing?
Hey, I'm Abraham Van Helsing, but the ladies call me Abe Van Helsing.
So no one calls him Abe Van Helsing.
Oh, he used to have a partner. There's Bounty Hunter C. Also, oh, Van Helsing used to have a partner. Of course, every reckless cop used to have a partner who died.
Right.
Everyone in the chat says, "Oh, honest Abe Van Helsing."
Thank God.
Why in my mind is Van Helsing's name in other media it's not Abraham, right? It's Victor? It's something else.
Victor?
It's something else. In the Hugh Jackman Van Helsing movie, I think his name is not Abraham.
I'm not sure. I don't remember anyone ever referring to them other than Van Helsing in any other media.
Right?
So I actually couldn't tell you. Someone in the chat.
But of course, I don't
knows.
know like the origins of the story of the actual Van Helsing story.
I'm pretty sure Abraham is the original name.
I figured it was because that's this whole game.
Right. Just like Herlock Sholmes.
Of course.
制裁を与える必要があります。手段は問いません。彼を捕まえてください。できれば生きたままで。不慮の事故はなるべく避けたいですが、その時はその時考えましょうか。
Laird in the chat says that Abraham Van Helsing was a professor, not unlike Indiana Jones. And
okay.
I just can't fucking believe that any of these people defended a thesis.
This vampire belongs in a museum.
It was different back then. Was the thing that we think of now as a defense? It was different in the past.
Right.
It was more like just have an argument with someone.
I mean, if anyone tried to talk back to Van Helsing, he would shoot them, so...
Yeah, he just threatened his... But I'm gonna pretend that it was the modern defense committee model of defending your dissertation, and he just...
レオンハルトさんがここにいるのは案外それを見越してのことかもしれませんね。対象に手傷を負わせないため、またはヤードで保護するため。私の憶測通りだとしたら、実に正義感の強い御仁ですね。
レオンハルト兵長か。僕が宮廷錬金術師として働いている時もかなり真面目な人だったからな。伯爵の考え当たっているかもしれませんね。
なんだこれ。やんのか俺。うるさい。話が聞こえないではないか。
皆様には今日これよりオークションに出品される商品すべての警護をお願いします。盗賊を捕らえれば1000万、生かして捕らえれば倍の2000万をお支払いしましょう。
Ah, well, hell, fam. I guess we gotta catch him alive. Also, Divac has dropped from the stream, so I'm assuming that she's having some issues. I'm going to continue on, at least for a little bit, and see if she doesn't pop back in. If she doesn't, we may need to figure something else out.
先ほど言った通りだ。拷問の末に殺すことで我々に手を出す者はこうなると周囲に知らしめる。ああ、想像を絶するだろうな。
Ah, geez. Well, what if we invited a new boy into our thieves guild?
ではやめましょうか。どうにもこの類の方たちの考えは苦手でして、単純な取り物だったのなら何も口出しするつもりはなかったのですが、あなたの言うようにこの場で受け取れるのは血に汚れた金銭です。
Well, thank goodness one of the good boys is on our side.
いくらルパンたちの責任からここにいるとはいえ、私の屋敷で生活する以上、そういったもので稼いだお金は使ってほしくはありません。
Saint Germain, very live and let live sort of dude.
ですから今回ばかりは貸しにしましょう。いつかゆっくりと皆で返してくれれば構いません。
Oh, how nice.
それはつまり伯爵が僕たちの生活費を賄ってくれるということですか？
皆さんがある程度のお金を持てるようになるまでですけどね。
おお、サンちゃん優しい。
That's right, nothing's gonna happen here. We're just gonna leave, everything's gonna be fine.
安心してください。今回の取り物、皆さんにも参加してもらいます。
でも金の問題が解決するなら参加する意味ないんじゃないの？
ええ。ですので、貸しには条件をつけさせてもらいます。
Oh well. This doesn't sound.
盗賊を取り押さえ、レオンハルトさんに匿名で引き渡す。
Well, hell. I guess we're still needed here.
これを成し得た時には、皆さんの当面の生活費を私が保証させて
So I
もらい
guess
ますよ。
really, how different is that than what we came here to do? Anyways, we just get, you know, we get a different deal out of it. Might as well do the job. We came here.
随分と善人じみた真似をするな、伯爵。どういう風の吹き回しだ？
どうもこうもありません。ただの気まぐれですよ。私は変わり者の貴族です。
That's me. I'm eccentric. I'm crazy. You're back.
Hi, sorry.
It's a-
you might think that I lost power.
ただ、
Computer crashed. Well, it didn't crash. It like started spinning forever. In the most statically way possible because of.
You're really roboting.
Oh no! It's gone.
All right. You're back though.
Yeah. Do I sound better as time continues?
Now you're
Okay.
sounding better.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So,
well, did you at least get my joke?
We got most of it.
My ironic punishment was that my computer crashed because of Steam.
There we go.
Also, someone's dragging a piece of metal outside, but just ignore that.
Okay, so to catch you up real quick,
I'm just in the other world now.
we got here, and Cardia points out, oh, this is really bad because this is like a dead or alive situation where we're going to capture them and give them over to the mafia. And
Oh,
the
I thought it
mafia's
was
gonna
because they were
some
going to play
horrible
beach
shit.
volleyball.
No,
Okay.
he's going to do some horrible stuff to them, probably torture them and then
no.
kill them. And so Cardia's like, that
no.
doesn't seem good. We're going to be paid in blood money. And St. Germain's like, you're right. I don't like that either. So what we're going to
that's
do
good.
instead is we're going to capture him alive, turn him over to the regular cops so that he gets regular arrested, and then St. Germain will, out of the kindness of his own heart, pay our living expenses for now until we find jobs or get money alternatively.
Oh, wow. That's really nice of him.
And everyone's like, well, why do we even come here if you're going to do that? And it's like, well, I'm eccentric. Woo!
Oh, wow. Wow. Can you not hear that?
I can a little bit. I like to
It's-
pretend it's not happening.
Oh, there, it stopped. It stopped because you pretended it wasn't happening. I think it's you who's in the other world. I'm just a
Oh my
figment of your
God.
imagination. Yeah.
Well, the auction's happening. This is very Indiana Jones in that they're selling, like, artifacts and stuff.
I'm just gonna mute myself every time there's a horrible noise.
Okay.
I like that this takes place far enough in the past where you can just, like, say, like, here's this mythology about this item. It's also made of magic, and it's like, everybody believed you.
It's Aztec gold, I guess.
珍しく同意見。俺もそう思うぜ。では前言を撤回する。どんだけ俺が嫌いなんだよ。
Oh no. If Van Helsing and Impy agree on something...
No, he already took care of that. He decided that
That's
actually
good.
rich people are
Actually,
good.
I like this because you hate. That's really good. Oh man, Impy is the worst. Van Helsing is second worst.
But he's better.
Even though he shot us with a real gun.
Well, yeah.
その心配はないだろうな。例の盗賊はこれ以前の盗みでは今日以上の警備をやすやすと突破している。ここに集まった連中の中にもそれなりの手だれがいるようだが、到底捕まえられるとは思えんな。待っている間に周りの者から聞き出したのはこの盗賊の襲撃傾向を考えれば予告時間まで私たちの出番はないだろう。
Good thing we have a team of all the best anime boys in the entire Victorian world to take care of this thief. Regular bounty hunters, they ain't got shit on us.
さあ、いよいよ本日のメイン商品の登場となります。
Yeah, they're not gentlemen bounty hunters.
I'm a gentleman alchemist terrorist.
Did I look? This might be too spicy for the stream, but it's me, your girl, Devious Vacuum, who legit dated someone in real life whose actual profile at work, at his work professional profile, he calls himself a gentleman scholar. So every single time, everyone's like, "Oh no, I'm a gentleman." This is not how this works. Like, I know this is like the historically correct time period to talk like that, the only historically correct time period to talk like that. But like, I know who this is appealing to.
Hi, I'm Saint Germain. I want to buy a gold dagger, just for the fun of it.
Hell yeah, money is meaningless to the immortals.
Right. Look, he's amassed a lot of art and wealth. Why not? Oh, we're name dropping some vampires. I don't know anything about vampire lore or literary knowledge, so I don't know.
Delacroix, the name of we need some kind of
is that just like a fake
sounding name?
Is that a fake name? Is there not a real Delacroix vampire?
I don't know. Who knows? That, I mean, because it could be like, oh yeah, it's old enough that like I mean, it's not like the references were not any less transparent in the past, right?
Right. Like, I'm willing to believe all named characters are references at this point. Like, we had to look up Isaac Beckford.
Yeah, that's true. All right, hold on.
I mean, Saint Germain
there's apparently a famous painting called The Vampire by Eugène Delacroix, however you want to say it.
Okay, so that's probably the reference then.
So that's probably the reference to this famous painting, yeah.
Also, Saint Germain does not need this dagger because, like, he already lives forever, presumably. Please turn on the audio so you can hear the sound of the thief.
I really like this painting. I feel like it's a good. Oh no, we're being heisted by a magical girl.
It says taking it back.
出たか盗賊の野郎どこにいるあそこを見ろテントの入り口だ
Oh my god.
Oh no, I gotta wait, oh no. Who's the sassy lost child? It's Minami! It's Minami from Yuri on Ice! Yurio's here and now Minami is here, or Minami.
Oh
no,
my god.
it's Lupin the Third, age appropriate for the time.
I love his tiny fangs.
I love this sweet baby vampire. Oh my god, what
I
a
love his
precious
hair.
child.
I love his like half jacket that he's got going on.
Oh yeah, well, 'cause he can't have a full jacket because he's just a baby.
Right. He had the big jacket, it would like drag on the floor.
Yeah.
Oi, Gaki.
Obscure reference in the chat says his hat is making an owl face, and it is.
Oh, what's this?
It is. Oh my god. This is fantastic. I'm sure he's like thousands of years old or whatever, because of course.
I love him. He's adorable. Just everything about him makes me
He's
so
my new favorite
happy.
character. Yeah.
He's not dateable, just so you know.
Well, no, because he's 5, which is good. He's my favorite character, though.
Right, he's still in diapers, so we can't kiss him, but he's great.
I suggest abandoning Finis as our younger brother and instead adopting this precious boy.
Yeah, like...
Clark in the chat says, "What is a boy? An adorable little pile of secrets."
Like, every line of this, because it's voiced, is beautiful. Like, I could imagine him being, like, a deep-voiced baby. But he has, like, a great sort of, like, child voice that makes it really good.
Obscure reference in the chat says, "Throws wine glass filled with fruit punch."
My dad only lets me have grape juice.
He drinks blood, but it's only out of a juice box.
Right, it's out of a sippy cup.
But it doesn't have a straw. He just, like, bites into the top of it with his little fangs.
Right. God, everything about the atmosphere of this rules.
This boy looks so much like Lupin. Like, if you were just like, oh, this is young Lupin. Like, here's Lupin dressing the same way he is now. It's like, oh, here's a flashback to young Lupin going, "I'm gonna grow up to be a gentleman thief."
That's right, everyone. It's Baby Vampire. In case you weren't aware before.
What was that movie from like the 90s that was about a kid vampire?
Little Nicky? No, that's the devil.
No. It was like a whole family of vampires, and it was live action. And it was called like Vampire Kid or something like that.
I don't know what you're talking about. Someone will.
anime. Yes.
He's just mad because he hasn't had his nap yet. That's right, everyone. Meet Delacroix II.
Oh god.
That's right, he is technically the vampire prince.
Wow. The Little Vampire. The Little Vampire is the name of the movie. Thank you, Habdabs.
This codex is really great. He can be childish at times. Like, oh, because he's a child?
So he's actually that age? Or is he, like... He was not, like... So do vampires in this... They're not stuck at an age forever?
I don't know. I assume that he was birthed, which would be a complication in and of itself.
Yeah, we're getting into some blade logic.
And here, someone's kind enough to give us some info on the Vampire War.
It's weird that they call it a sub-race. Like some D&D shit.
Yeah. That might be a weird translation quirk. Like, that...
Subspecies, would I guess. Or just like, alternate species.
Yeah, because it's not quite a race to be a vampire. I mean, if no one else can capture him, if we just let him go, it's basically the same as us capturing him and giving him to the cops. Like, he's still not in danger.
Yeah, I mean, also he's immortal and super strong, and is probably has not been in any danger this entire time.
Right. Like, he's been in negative danger, in fact.
Yeah. I can't get enough of that Uo hat. I'm so glad that y'all noticed it right away.
God, he's... All of Delacroix II's expressions are really good. He is the perfect, like, sassy child.
This is so good. I love this sassy lost child.
Like, where were the bounty hunters for this whole bit about vampires? You feel like they would have already figured this out.
Like, the Vampire War just happened, and there's no way that none of these bounty hunters are, like, veterans.
Right, they're not like millennials where they don't know about the Vampire War.
Yeah, like, it only happened a few years ago. I like that punching animation. That was good.
Yeah. Oh my god, he's got a fighting stance.
It's really difficult to imagine the hatred in his eyes when his hat is that face.
Also, imagining a small child being like, "Fear me, humans."
I know.
That said, if he is the last of, like, you know, the vampires, I absolutely understand his rage even at a young age.
Oh yeah, for sure. He probably saw his whole family get murdered.
Like, the fact that we're laughing about this is because he's adorable, not because the things that happened to him.
This is not real, and this is a goofy game that does not address these things with the intense seriousness that it could.
Right. We're here
heavy.
to kiss some boys.
Yeah.
And adopt a vampire baby.
And adopt a vampire baby son to take care of forever, the precious baby. Van Helsing does bring up a good point, though. What if he does start attacking regular people? I guess if one person's gonna know about vampires, it's Van Helsing. Yeah, Van Helsing just can't stop going around trying to kill children, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
That wacky Van Helsing.
This is 2 out of 2 child-coded characters.
Murdered.
Of all the... No, okay, so he wants to kill... He has wanted to kill 3 people throughout the entirety of this.
Who's the third
One,
person?
Cardia.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he didn't know, but Cardia.
Yeah.
Second,
but Cardia's
Finis.
like 18. Like, she's close.
Second, Finis, a baby.
A literal baby.
And then we have Delacroix the second here, actual vampire baby.
Just precious, innocent babes, all of them.
Right, stop trying to kill children.
Stop
They're
trying
our
to
future.
kill Van Helsing.
Oh, thank goodness Lupin's gonna steal the baby.
There's a separate story here where Lupin steals the baby and him and Cardia have to raise the baby together because he stole it. And like that's also a visual novel that I want to play. Oh well.
Yeah, can we have like an unofficial non-romantic route where we just like become Delacroix II's mom?
Yes, that's actually my ideal ending.
We drop him off at Neo Steam Elementary School.
Mm-hmm.
Embarrass him in front of his human friends.
Mm-hmm. It's all great. It all checks out.
Victor makes him a blood substitute that he can drink.
Yes, true blood. Yes. And it's in a juice box. And
Yeah,
Victor's like, I thought that you would like it better in a juice box because it's more something that you would like. And he's like, no, I'm an adult. But secretly he likes it because he's a baby.
Right.
Yeah, sorry. The best ending is us, the baby, and the dog all living together.
Right. Well, okay. This is maybe the first gentlemanly thing Lupin's done.
Oh my god, Lupin and Delacroix on the same page together. Look at them.
They're
Look at them.
they're cut from the same cloth.
They're adorable. Look at them next to each other. They're like in a group costume. They're like in a father and son cosplay.
Like, oh, I want to go as my favorite character. It's like, okay, son, well, I'll do it with you too.
Yeah.
できれば僕たちは君に自首をしてほしいんだ。もちろんマフィア相手にじゃない。
I'm glad we can have a well-reasoned discussion with this boy.
その人に事情を話して、そこで叱るべき対応を受けてほしい。
余計な世話だ。世にとっては人間など皆同じだ。邪魔をするならば容赦はしないぞ。
I love how they keep talking about this expression of intense hatred, and then there's that, and then that's the character arc.
Right. Well, okay.
Like,
What are we gonna do?
Oh, hold on. Cardi has an idea. Oh, we have to persuade him. We can't.
Right. We're not
a
rude.
good mom
Right.
uses reason to discipline her child.
Exactly. We're not the spanking
force.
type.
Yeah, I know it's Victorian times, but I would never spank our child.
Right. Even if he may be a thief and sometimes, needs some harsh reprimanding, we're going to do it through words.
He doesn't know better.
It's true. We're going to embarrass him, and that's how we'll punish him.
I mean, frankly, both of us are much more skilled in that than any kind of physical confrontation.
Right. Look, I've been on the internet. I know how to, crumble as soon as someone says something mean to me.
Also, the vampires in this, I mean, if he's a vampire, he doesn't look any different than a human, except he has fangs. And, even Impy has, one fang. So...
Right, he's got kind of the snaggletooth sort of thing.
Yeah. I'm just saying Saint Germain could still be a vampire based on the information we've gotten so far. If there's 3 or 4 different ways to achieve immortality in this game, I'm gonna be very entertained.
This is a very diplomatic baby.
I only hope that my son in the future, my future son is this diplomatic.
Right, and also a vampire.
I'm not gonna tell him that much about how to live his life.
Oh, Van Helsing, no.
久しぶりだな。竜の子、ドラキュラ。
その名はもう捨てた。世は父の名を継いだのだ。
The dialogue says "Son of the Dragon." I'm pretty sure that Van Helsing literally said Dracula. I don't know if there's a... Okay, there it is. It shows up in the next bit of dialogue. Okay.
Oh my god.
Here it is. Jesus, Dracula.
Van Helsing Helsing and Dracula, folks. They're right here, right in front of you. What were you thinking was gonna happen? Oh my god. Beesflash in the chat says Dracunia.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, the babies are fighting. Imagine a teenage boy bullying his younger brother. That's what's happening.
They
in this
do have
fight
very
right now.
similar hair.
Oh, they do. They have very, yeah.
Oh my god.
I love
Oh my god, this line. You'll see in a second. He'll fall into the darkness. Like me.
Oh, and how his face softens too. No one knows what it's like to be the bad man. I love this. Cube in the chat says, how many levels of fan fiction are they on? And it's true. It's like, hey bro, how many levels of fan fiction are you on? I don't know, man, like 3 or 4? You were like a little baby. Watch this, and it's this scene.
It is a scene of baby Dracula and Abraham Van Helsing fighting while Victor Frankenstein, MP Barbicane, and Arsene Lupin watch. Oh, and Count Saint Germain's there too.
The fact that they're both so young is really what does it for me personally, as to why this is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. The fact that they're both anime babies makes it really funny.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Anyways, anyone who said this game is bad is wrong. Anyone who's questioned this game, understandable, but look at this.
Obscure reference in the chat says, I love anime so much, and I really can't think of a better thing to say at this moment in time.
It's true.
Oh boy. Cuba in the chat says I should check to see how we're getting owned on Twitter.com. I love this room. We haven't been to this room in a while, huh? I love it. It's a good room. Sid just posted fucking, when you walk away, you won't hear me say, please, Van Helsing.
Cool.
Oh my god. These are all so good. I'm glad. All of this is excellent.
So Dracula has a bigger bounty on his head, and who knows what we're gonna do about it. Well, I mean, I know what we're gonna do about it. Van Helsing knows what he's gonna do about it.
Is Van Helsing actually gonna successfully murder a child in this game?
Hey.
Why is anyone surprised that Van Helsing killed Delacroix the First? Like,
right, he was in the Vampire War.
He was the hero of the Vampire War. He murdered a lot of people.
Well, vampires. Vampires are people too. You're right.
Look, Chorps, how dare you, first of all.
They call him British.
Why? Like, his whole thing is that he murdered a bunch of people with his 2 shotguns. Like, girl, what you think you were getting into? That's why he's so unstable, because he's got fucking PTSD from murdering a bunch of people, and he's only like 21 or whatever.
Right.
I mean, God.
Oh yeah, he also did make straight threats to us, so I guess that also adds something to our whole situation.
Because we're not gonna romance him, is he gonna die? Is he gonna get killed by baby Dracula? I'm worried now that baby Dracula's gonna kill Van Helsing because we didn't love him enough. Also, why are all of them like, oh, you can't kill that, you can't kill him? Like, what? I don't know.
Don't kill a baby.
Yeah.
Alright, I had to look this up to find out Abraham Van Helsing is 27.
Oh, okay. Shit.
So he's still pretty young.
Yeah.
だけどドラクロワ2世は僕たちを殺すと宣言したんだ。何も考えないわけにはいかないよ。
とにかく俺たちだって黙って殺されるわけにはいかねえんだ。明日奴のアジトに行ってみようぜ。
Yeah, obscure reference in the chat points out that this game would not be as good if it was more like self-aware in the way that it was written. Like if it was like haha, like if it knew it was ridiculous and didn't just if it was less sincere, then it would be worse, which is absolutely true. I like how sincere this game is because there's really no other way to handle this.
Like I think this game,
and if you're gonna go, you gotta go hard.
Like I think we said it before, this game does take itself seriously but also understands what it is. So it doesn't have to do a wink wink nudge nudge to have a very silly moment, but it's also treating it with the respect as if this were happening in the real world. But yeah, if this was the sort of a wink wink nudge nudge sort of game, this would not be as good.
No, it would be insufferable.
Yeah, it's because it treats its world with respect. If that's the word we're gonna use for this.
It takes. I mean, it takes it since it's sincere.
Yeah,
it's sincere. It's not doing it as a joke.
Right, as a goof. You know, in this whole meeting thing, like, we haven't seen Van Helsing. And hopefully he's okay.
随分と遅くまで起きてるね。寝ないのかい？僕も君と同じかな。あの子供とバンのことを少し考えててさ。
The whole premise of like, oh, all these other people, it was fine that they got murdered, but now that someone might be murdered in the course of like the story of this game, it's bad now, is really bugging me. And it happens a lot in media, you know, in general, of like, oh, well, this murder is important for the sake of the story, but like all the other implied murders that have happened, like they were justified.
Well, but they have a hand in this. Well, Van Helsing wants to kill him, but everyone else now has a hand in this and decides, hey, maybe we shouldn't kill the last vampire.
But they exist in this world and the culture of the world that genocided all the vampires a couple years ago. And like when they talk about it, they don't talk about it as like, yeah, it was real fucked up, and like we haven't, you know, it's not quite like they haven't talked about enough of it. Like they haven't talked about it politically enough to like for us to see that interaction of like, oh, some of these characters think that this war was bad. Like they're just like, oh, murder, that's bad. But like if they exist in a culture that thought it was okay to genocide all vampires just a couple years ago, then it's difficult to believe that they would suddenly have these moral quandaries now. Because there's this whole culture that's implied by the fact that there was a war.
Right. Sure. Yeah, 2 years is not a lot of time out from a war.
No.
彼のおかげで吸血鬼戦争は短期に終結し、英国軍は軽微な被害で済んだと言われている。
I mean, part of this is raised by the fact that it's a single child, so it's a lot easier to sort of conceptualize what sort of the repercussions of killing a child is than like
for sure.
an army of vampires, which implies all, you know, adults.
Also, how were the vampires threatening humanity?
Yeah, that they haven't gotten into, and I think they will within the bounds of the story, maybe
so
with
far,
or without Van Helsing's story.
Yeah, because so far, it they don't say like what were the vampires like, you know, gonna kill all the humans and they had no choice but to fight, or is it like we just killed you because you're vampires and vampires by their nature kill people?
Right. Funny enough, Victor brings it up a little bit here, sort of like the political statements around it. The actual information behind it is
here's Victor coming out as anti-war. This is the kind of that Victor's anti-war statements are the kind of thing that I wish that we had that established before this scene, before this chapter, when they talked about the vampire war.
Mm-hmm. But everyone else is sort of chaotic enough that we're not sure what their stance is. Like, Count Saint Germain just seems generally against violence, but like...
Yeah. Well, his perspective is this immortal perspective. So I think he would be the most, like, yeah, it's bad, but it's also, you know, something that happens, like, that this recent war is indistinguishable to him from previous wars.
Sure.
But, like, Lupin, I want to hear what Lupin and Impy, you know...
Yeah, because they seem very chaotic, where they could be like...
War.
Because I bet they could think it's cool or think it's bad, like...
Yeah. And obviously Van Helsing's not going to open up about... I mean, clearly he has all this trauma because he probably killed a bunch of people and then realized that killing people is bad.
Or something, you know, like maybe... Because they talk about having these secret weapons, maybe he wasn't aware of, you know, the issues.
Maybe he got Ender's gamed.
It's possible he got Ender's gamed.
Although he would probably be non-violent if he was totally Ender's gamed. Beam Splash in the chat says, Impy's opinion is that combat ornithopters, aka warnithopters, are great.
Cool.
Catch me in my warnithopter, going to head in the front lines into battle. I have the aerial advantage.
ん？お前か。こんな時間に何をしている？
Well, what are we gonna do?
Oh, God. I mean, we have to ask. It would be weird not to at this point. You already walked all the way outside to talk to him.
Yeah, but also, do we want to pry at this point? Like, he's clearly got his own stuff going on.
I'm torn because I don't want to hear what Van Helsing has to say, but I feel like Cardia really does. And maybe Cardia needs to, because she doesn't understand anything. Also, I can't hear the music, obviously, so this whole time I've been just imagining Simple and Clean playing in the background, just so everyone knows where I am.
Sure. So what are we gonna do?
I think we have to ask.
Well, what if we don't ask?
You really don't want to?
Well, no, I mean,
does it
this is clearly
this is
clearly a relationship point sort of decision.
Yeah, I know, but like I'm so, like I said, I'm torn between like, oh, this is clearly like a Van Helsing +1 or +0 choice.
Yes.
But also like the sort of from like a role playing perspective, like I don't know. Maybe don't ask is not as severe as it seems like it is. Like maybe he'll still say something even if we don't ask. He seems like that kind of guy.
We're gonna not ask then.
Okay, let's not ask. Let's not even try with this. You're right. You're right, chat. Everyone's right.
Plus, like, hey, talk about all the horrible war things you did, buddy.
That's in character for her, though. She doesn't know it. She doesn't really...
I think she's learning tact.
Well, yeah, maybe a little bit.
Cardia. 明日、私はドラクロワ2世の元へ行く。
Well, we still get something out of him.
避けることは許されない。私は部屋に戻る。お前も用がないのなら部屋に戻る。
I'm kind of annoyed that everyone is so taken aback by Van Helsing having killed people in a war.
Right, like
that's what war is.
Right, also that's been like clearly brought up like a lot.
Yeah, like constantly since we were introduced to his character. But also like I've watched so many animes that do that exact same thing, right? Like I feel like that's really a very predictable thing to happen.
Right, like, oh, he's a war hero. Oh, wait, that means he has to have killed someone? Ooh.
Yeah, and it's like, war means people die?
People die when they're killed, okay? I learned that from anime.
You're right. That's the lesson of this episode. You know, the last 2 chapters we did I really enjoyed, and this one I guess I just haven't been enjoying it as much because the premise is so ridiculous and like arbitrary, which is really saying something for this game.
But also we got to see a fist fight with the baby Dracula.
Yeah, baby Dracula definitely meant it didn't decline like too much. Just fall asleep dreaming about that baby Dracula.
Plus, I mean, we have to get sort of like the character defining chapters done.
Mm-hmm.
And this is our way of kind of learning more about Van Helsing by forcing him to,
by
face
having his past just
directly.
kind of fuck up all of our plans.
Right.
Because they already have the plan of like, we're trying to, figure out the Isaac Beckford thing. We got Cardia's weird brother, and all that stuff, and we're like under threat constantly, and everything's dangerous. And then we're just trying to do like a normal job, and Van Helsing's past comes in and gives us another conflict that we didn't even ask for.
Right, which is, I will kill all of you if you don't show up to shoot me.
Oh, and it's raining for their dramatic battle. It's good. This whole chapter is extremely Van Helsing, though. I mean, everything about it is like my Hot Topic branded diary. Even if, like, I also hope that they don't do, like, if you were to romance and they're like, oh, I didn't really kill him, like, this other thing happened, because it's like, you still killed a bunch of people, dude.
Right. I mean, I don't think they could deny that he killed someone. I assume that would be part of his route, is, like, him having to, confront the fact that he's still done all these horrible things and has to move forward. You'd hope.
I don't know.
It's not like he's denying any of it.
No. It just seems like it would be like just sort of a stereotype for the narrative itself to suddenly be like, oh, actually, he didn't really do it. That's why he's actually a good boy. And that's why you can love him, which would be kind of a cop-out.
Right.
Versus it sort of addressing the complexity of the situation that you set up.
I mean, as far as we know, I'm pretty sure everyone in this group has done something bad. Just whether or not we, like, know the details of it or not. Except for maybe Saint Germain. We don't really know if he's done anything.
Well, how did he become immortal?
Yeah,
it's probably
you're right.
not good.
It's probably great.
Nobody becomes immortal for fun reasons.
Oh, I won a prize at the lottery, and it was being immortal. Oh, I got the clear gumball.
No, I won a prize at the lottery in the lottery, and it was being immortal. Is definitely a way you could think of doing it.
Right, sure.
But it would still not be happy It would still not be happy.
Right, it would be like the devil lottery.
Yeah, it would be like an episode of The Twilight Zone.
You press this button and you become immortal, but also something terrible happens.
But also you have your mullet turns backwards forever.
Welcome to Castle Dracula.
Oh my god, we Bloodborne now!
I think Bloodborne stole the idea from Code Realize.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can't believe. I mean, even the sky is like Bloodborne. Just I can't believe that they just ripped it off wholesale.
Right, thanks from Soft.
吸血鬼一族の歴史は古く、各地に点在していたようです。ここもその拠点の一つなのでしょう。
なんつうか、でかいしすげえんだけど、なんか寂しい場所なんだな。
This isn't nearly as well kept as our abandoned house.
Oh my god. Beams Flash in the chat says Forsaken Daycare Caners. Oh my god.
I'm glad the glossary here is willing to just say, yeah, Van Helsing fought a vampire and killed him. So again, we're not denying that he definitely killed some people in a war. He did war things.
Yeah. That's good at least. Yeah, I still wish though that we took more time to establish all the other characters' connection to this war, like how they felt about it, because it was so soon. It was not that long ago, and like everybody should have some kind of opinion and emotional connection to what happened, not just Van Helsing and then kind of Victor because he worked for the government. Like everybody should have.
Right, it shouldn't just be the people who are more or less directly involved with it.
Yeah, it's like, oh hey, like World War II just happened 2 years ago, but like it didn't affect me as an everyday person. Like no.
Also, this extremely looks like a Castlevania background.
Mm-hmm.
ドラクロワ2世がなぜあれほど強いのか、お前は疑問に思っていたな。
そうだな。いくら吸血鬼って言ってもさ、子供だぜ。そりゃ不思議に思うっての。
疑問に答えてやろう。ドラクロワ2世は純血種だ。
Get ready for some vampire lore.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
世界情勢を作るのはあくまで人間だ。
Oh boy, vampires are like wizards.
そして人に近しい存在であるがゆえに人の世界と無関係ではいられない。時代を経るにつれ一部の吸血鬼は人間との交流を深め、
Okay, so vampires are their own species.
Yeah, like it gives off the idea that at some point they were completely disconnected from humans, like a different evolutionary chain, independent.
So they're like, they're people. Like they're not like people who were turned. They're like a different species.
Right.
So we've got half vampires. We've got blades out there.
Right. And here we get into some of the like maybe reasons why the war stuff happened. I guess like vampires as a separate species explains a lot more of some of the vampire media. Because I guess that makes it so that the subhuman treatment like kind of comes from a different place than just like, well, I mean it is othering, but it's not like othering humans.
Genetic Scientist makes a good point in the chat. Have they mentioned at all this entire game that vampires drink blood and kill people?
No, they haven't actually said anything about what vampires do. All we know is that vampires are stronger than humans. So they might not even drink blood. Like, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
They might just be
if they
peaceful.
haven't even, they might just be people. They might just be superpower people.
I said peaceful, but yes, also.
Yes, I got it.
Alright, I thought you maybe must have heard me. Okay. Well, anyways, welcome to the stairway.
Welcome to my fantasy zone. Yeah, this is just exactly Canehurst. I'm really confused. Castle Canehurst does have this exact same, like, big red carpeted staircase. But I mean, probably every Dracula castle does in all media forever, because why wouldn't you?
Look, you steal from the classics. Great artists steal, that's what they say.
I wish.
Oh, it's our son.
Aw, the precious baby. I want him to win, for sure.
I want him to kill Van Helsing.
I do. I don't care about Van Helsing. If one of them has to die, then
holy shit,
my precious son will remain alive. That is my desire.
Why can't we just adopt him?
Why can't he just become our new son?
Why must it turn to violence? Well, because violence is where this started. As we've learned, violence begets violence. We can also see, like, a real, like, divide in Van Helsing where, like, he had some real trouble, like, pulling a trigger on Finis. But here with Dracula, he's like, yep, I am absolutely going to kill this baby.
Mm-hmm.
Though I guess Van Helsing was talking pretty big until he actually had to do it, so...
You know, Van Helsing, he tried so hard, and he got so far, but in the end...
he still had to fight this child!
Also, the idea that this baby vampire fights with his fists instead of any weapon is hilarious. Also, the way his fists are placed, I really want to Photoshop nunchucks in there. Choose your fighter!
I'd play a fighting game with these two characters in them. And other characters, but these two specifically. Is Van Helsing letting himself die?
I mean, that's what I figured he was gonna do, right? Because he did kill his father. And like, I'm sure in his mind, you know, if he regrets his actions during the war, then he feels like he deserves this.
Right.
Did it go differently in the route that you took previously?
When I only have bits and pieces of memories about the big points of this game, it's hard to tell. So I'll give it a minute.
あれは相手の力を正面から受け止めていないからです。力を受け止めるのではなく、その力の方向を巧みにそらすことで威力を逃がしているんです。とはいえ、あれはあくまでもバンだから可能なせい。
Oh, Van Helsing is just very good.
Yeah, anime fights, blah blah blah.
ドラクロは2世の拳
And then he charges up to Super Saiyan.
It really doesn't matter. Obscure reference in the chat says, your vampire super strength is nothing compared to the weight of my sins. A lot of anime text in this one.
助ける必要はねえだろう。別に見捨てるとかそういうことじゃねえさ。ただ単にバンがそれを望んじゃいねえし、それにあいつにも考えがあるんだろ。本気でやべえと思ったら問答無用で助けりゃいい。でもそれまでは俺たちは何もするべきじゃねえ。バンの言う通り、これはあいつが背負わなきゃいけないことだろうからな。
心配しなくてもいいよ。バンは強いし、優しい人だと思う。
Victor, what would make you believe Van Helsing has a good heart at all? What has he done? Look, I get it, Victor. You're the good boy. But, like...
You're too good of a boy.
He threatened to shoot you if you didn't make him a bomb.
You can't just say something about a character enough times and then it becomes true. That's not how characterization works.
Right, you can't just be like, Van Helsing is good.
And then he continues to shoot people with a real gun, and then they say, oh, no, he's a good boy, though, and then suddenly he is.
Don't
That's
worry,
not how it works.
it was fake bullets. We're watching Van Helsing beat up a child, vampire or regardless. Is he a good boy?
Dr. Psychobabble in the chat says, Van Helsing also decided not to kill Cardia in the first place. What a kind man.
Oh, here it is. Nope, this is exactly what I remember from this scene.
Oh boy. Good boys don't do a hit.
I don't think Van Helsing's a good boy.
He's not a good boy.
集団を避けるなど造作もない。
ならば試してみるか。その瞬間、お前は息絶えることになるわな。お前自身、分かっているはずだ。お前は亡き父上よりはるかに弱い。お前では私に勝てない。
なぜ撃たない？
幸福を求め。
This is really sad.
私はそもそもお前に危害を与える気はない。
それは一体何のつもりだ？今さら情けをかけるというのか？
警告だ。動くな。
ならばなぜ2年前のあの時その情けを見せなかった？
打ちたくはない。
お前が お前さえいなければ父上と母上は死ななかったのに。
警告したはずだぞ。
殺してやる。
This is all very anime.
This is so sad.
Yeah? Yeah.
I mean, Van Helsing he's facing, like, he's directly facing the repercussions of his actions in the war in terms of, like, here's this traumatized child who doesn't know what to do with how he feels except try to kill Van Helsing, and
Van Helsing is, like, sort of trying to face it in his own way, but, like,
yeah,
he's still kind of shooting a child. Like, he's still got some issues.
yeah.
立つな。
必ず復讐してやる。父上と母上の優しさを
This is a lot.
裏切った貴様を許すものか。
This is really dark for this game.
Yeah.
Like, especially because we were just talking about how they didn't really meaningfully engage with, like, war and their opinions on war until, like, right now.
But now they're just balls deep in it.
Yeah, now we're just doing this now.
And, like, yes, we still don't know the other characters, but, like, they're staying out of this because they know clearly this is not their battle. This is, like, clearly two people facing off with the different sides of the war and the repercussions on both ends and what it means for both of them.
Yeah.
Because, like, while he's still shooting this kid, it's to protect himself because he knows if he didn't, he'd be killed immediately without the chance to, you know, talk this out.
Yeah.
見滅ぼしとでも言うのか。そんなこと絶対に許さない。善人のふりをして救いの手を差し出すなど。殺せ。お前に情けをかけられては父上と母上に顔向けできない。
お前を殺す必要がない。
殺せ。殺せ。
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, this is like a different game. Like, I don't dislike it, but I know that these themes probably aren't going to get the follow-up that they would that I would enjoy.
Certainly not if we don't see Abraham Van Helsing through to the end. Because that's sort of the arc of these sorts of things, is always like a very lighthearted, almost jovial opening that leads to sort of these characters dealing with the darker themes that they deal with, if it is that sort of theme.
Van Helsing, like, I mean, since the beginning, we've been like, this guy's different than the other guys because he's just a war criminal. Like,
right, but what I mean is, like, we're still interacting with him in a way that shows that, like, there's no issues until we hit the point where these characters have to really confront who they are themselves. And this is like a thing, certainly in more dramatic visual novels.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, if we follow with Van Helsing, I'm sure there's a lot more about this that gets paid off. But I think these sorts of chapters do a lot better to sort of give you an idea of what to expect from these romantic routes than just the like slice of life moments that we had previously, where we're like practicing fighting with him.
Yeah, I mean, and also, like, as serious as this is, like, I've seen this before. Like,
right,
nothing
this
about
is not
this
hitting
whole
new ground.
scene is like, yeah.
But it's definitely like, it's from this scene itself, it's not trying to shy away from like going into some heavier themes.
So it's a little tonal whiplash.
Sure.
A little because it's sort of like leaned in so much, and then the rest of the time it was so light and happy. And I feel like a lot of visual novels do that, and a lot of media does. But I think especially I notice it in visual novels, where it just sort of suddenly descends. And I really wish that wasn't so much of a trope, because it's not how people are. You know, like you should be able to have emotionally forthcoming conversations with characters without them being on your romance path.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, this whole thing, I really, the thing that I dislike the most about it is that there wasn't as much lead up as I think would have been appropriate. Like, I would have liked to have heard people's opinions about the Vampire War in previous chapters. Mm-hmm. Although I do wonder if it's like, well, this chapter is about the Vampire War, so we can't put other information in other chapters, because then it wouldn't be like self-contained, I guess. But they still could have had them talk about it before.
Yeah, and they've been willing to bring up the fact that it exists previously, so they could still, like, pepper the conversation to sort of build up to this. Especially since we're hanging out with Van Helsing, like, you'd think discussions would come up, and, like, he could avoid the conversation or whatever.
And like, this is such a recent war, like talking about it, not having talked about it at all so far seems weird, because a recent war would have an emotional impact on everyone. And it's weird that it doesn't. Like, it's weird that Cardia is so disconnected from it. Like, we should I think it would be much more successful if in the way that that we were kind of maybe supposed to feel this whole time, instead of just in this final scene.
Mm-hmm.
If we right off the bat knew all of our main characters' opinions about the war or experiences with war, maybe not Van Helsing because it's his story, but like if we knew everyone else's, then it would make suddenly being confronted with the vampire war and its repercussions more impactful to us in the way it seems to be to the other characters.
Mm-hmm.
But like Cardia, even like the way she talks about it, it's like it's part of the story is that she is in the same position as us and like doesn't have the emotional connection to it, and that to me is not good. Like, that doesn't make sense.
That should be built up earlier.
Yeah.
世の感情を勝手に決めつけた挙句、それをどうにかしてやりたいだと。実に勝手な意見だな。ここはこの屋敷は同胞の家族の墓だ。墓には墓守りが必要なのだ。世はここを離れるわけにはいかない。
復讐をなすことがお前の悲願なのだろう。ならばお前はここに眠る同胞のためにも私を見張っている。すべてが終わった時、私が心変わりをして逃げ出さないようにな。そしていつか私を殺し、その事実をもって手向けの花とするがいい。
その言葉に偽りはないのだな、ヘルシング。
ああ、その程度のことで私の罪が消えるとも思っていない。だが今となっては私にできることはそれくらいだ。
Think about it as well, like, I don't think there is a selection of choices ahead of this that properly builds up Van Helsing's arc and all this. Like, we've clearly made these, like, connections that, you know, he's got PTSD, whether or not we were joking initially or not.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I personally got that impression from him right off the bat, but I didn't know how much the game was going to really go into it being literally PTSD, or like, I'm a cool guy, anime haunted by war, like, you know, the not really engaging with it.
Right.
Oh, and that's it, I guess. Now to check out what the villains are doing.
Look, we got to adopt our vampire child.
Yeah, that's true.
We got what we wanted. Maybe if not in the way that we wanted, but it happened.
No. Yeah. That's a good summary.
a very detailed cathedral.
Yeah. At first I thought it wasn't very steampunk, but there's like big pipes coming off the side there, so.
Well, that's for the 400 organs that they also rebuilt in here.
Peace. 探し物の居場所が分かったようだ。
そう今回は随分時間がかかったね。あの列車の件といい黄昏も人材不足かな。
嫌味を言うのは構わんが、それで結果が変わるわけではないぞ。
嫌味やめてよアレスター。僕は君を信頼してる。素晴らしい部下だと思ってるよ。
いや、それが嫌味だと。
Finis's buns look so fake.
それで
It's just,
彼らはどこに
I'm real hung up on how fake they look.
Well, look at the rest of his hair. I'm pretty sure they're fake.
Why? Why is he wearing a cosplay buns?
Why is the hat so tiny?
Well, clearly he glued the tiny hat onto the cosplay bun headband. But why?
He's also an eccentric. Probably
And,
not an
like,
immortal.
His hair is like that one short length all the way around. So like that means that there would have to be that short layer underneath and then really long hair on top to make those buns. And it doesn't make any sense.
Like, they might be made out of real hair.
Yeah, but not.
But they are not connected to his head.
They're not connected to him. Yeah, it's weird.
That's how you know he's villainous. It's unnatural. It's inhuman.
There's secretly some kind of device. That's why he needs the top hat too, because there's like an antenna underneath it.
So, アレスタ、一つ聞きたいことがあるんだけど。
何？
あの列車の騒動の時、わざとヘルシングを殺さなかったよね。やろうと思えばいくらでもできた。
A weapon to surpass Van Helsing.
どうして殺さなかったの？黄昏にいた頃の元教え子だから。君のような本当の天才があの場面で後々の面倒を放置するとは思わなかったからさ。
これは君が私をそこまで買っていると。しかし理由は実に単純だ。投げ込まれた花火に動揺してしまってね。気がついた時、すでに彼は姿を消していた。それだけのことだ。
へえ。
何かおかしな点でもあるか
な。わかったよ。そういうことにしておいてあげる。
Yeah, can we fire Finis from being our brother and just put Delacroix back in the family? Put Dracula there?
Yeah. My little brother Dracula.
Now there's an anime I'd watch.
なるべく忘れないようにするとしよう。
Dr. Psychobabble says, Finis wears weighted hair buns to contain his power.
Otherwise, my head would move too fast and the whiplash would break my neck.
Oh no. Oh no, they have to merge together to become the ultimate life form. Oh, they're the bomb or whatever.
We're not so different, you and I.
Oh,
Someone
wow,
last time made a joke about all the recessive genes, but like...
Yeah.
And that was Vampire Requiem.
God, so much.
Next time,
We're the
probably
Vampire
something
King.
a little lighter than this.
God. That was a lot. Oh wow, that sounds so fun. A negotiated solution. Hold me back.
I bet it's gonna be great. I bet it's gonna be lighthearted, and nothing bad's gonna happen.
Yeah. God. That was a lot. I don't know. I think I already said everything that I want to say about it while it was happening.
Yeah. We definitely had our little powwow already. Plus, what more is there to say about our darling boy, Dracula?
Our beautiful Dracula son.
I will protect him.
Always.
Oh.
Is that it? Is that the stream? I mean, I feel like just ending on I want to protect our beautiful son is a good way to end.
I mean, it is, because, I mean, everything else we kind of hit on tonally, sort of structurally about this game. But really, the important part is that we met our beautiful new son.
I love our new child.
Dracula, who may want to kill one of his surrogate dads.
That's fine.
But, I mean, what is childhood without a little bit of resentment for your parents in one form or another?
God. I just... yeah.
General temperature on the game now. Because I want to keep just figuring out where you are at each point.
I mean, I'm a little low just because it was really heavy. And I don't think that it was built up enough before. And I think there's just so much extra dialogue in this game that where they restate the same sort of points over and over again, that there was plenty of room to build this up more.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that sort of diminished the emotional impact of it. You know, you know, and I think it also kind of like loops back to this whole like Cardia as this sort of uninformed and emotionally detached observer who is only sort of forced to engage with stuff and like doesn't sort of seek it out. She's just passively receiving these things. And that kind of bugs me. I don't like that as a narrative device, so it's probably going to keep bugging me.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not as bad as, I don't know, chapters 1 and 2. Like, we're not back there yet. Like, I think that this was an emotionally impactful scene, and it could have been executed better, but it wasn't so awful that I'm like, wow, this game sucks, I'm out. Like, it wasn't like, I don't know, I guess like problematically executed. Like it definitely like established that Van Helsing is a war criminal and that's bad, and it doesn't really, I don't think it excuses him. I think we were kind of worried it would, and it didn't.
Right, like it's clearly about him dealing with the fact that he doesn't like what he did, and you know, he talks about it himself. This isn't to atone for his sins. He can't possibly do that, but he's trying to make right in the only way that he can. Right?
Yeah, I really like that line that he acknowledges that, because you know he's such an emotionally reserved character. that was a good bit to say.
Yeah, like definitely like structurally this doesn't hit as strong as it could and maybe feels a little out of place, but it's not like bad. Like I think ultimately it succeeded in ways that you would not expect from it.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely it could have failed more by going like, oh, Van Helsing's so cool, and it's not, because and he's so dark and mysterious and cool, and like this was very raw in a way that I didn't expect from the Van Helsing story so far. So that was good.
Right, like this is a way of sort of like redefining the character in a way that maybe makes him more interesting to follow, even not maybe as a romantic pursuit, but just as like I want to see how it goes. Right. Look, we've got all kinds of issues.
I really want to see this story I really want to see his story, but no one should ever date him. Like he's got a lot of baggage and he's got to deal with that.
And he's going to be murdered by a child when we're done with all this.
Yeah.
So, not great future prospects.
Yeah, and also like, does he deserve it? Yeah, probably. I mean, it's a weird like moral sort of a question to be addressed in this game of all games. I think it's also interesting that we've gone this far because we really haven't jumped into, I think, as deeply as we could, like how much of clearly a monster Isaac Beckford is.
Right.
And I think that's also why I like sort of wasn't expecting this, because I kept making all those jokes that it's like Full Metal Alchemist, but we really haven't hit the Full Metal Alchemist level of like Isaac Beckford was fucked up. And now I'm like kind of excited to see if it does go that far. Because I think into what he did, because like whatever he did is like, I mean, like I said, like when it started, we're like, oh, her father's just the literal devil. So that seems really interesting.
And this is the sort of thing where like it's clearly trying for stuff. Like it doesn't always succeed, sure, but like this proves how much they're willing to go with sort of like pushing certainly the boundaries of what you'd expect from the story, especially from the beginning when it's very goofy, kind of fun. And saying like, oh, we're gonna try to actually deal with like bigger topics. Like it's trying, and I think that's something that doesn't always happen with like stories that try to also deal with conflicted characters. Is they don't try to build up, like, again, we talked about it, Van Helsing has this, a moment where he recognizes how bad the things he's done are, and he's sort of trying to fix them in his own way, knowing that like it's unfixable.
Yeah, and it's not like I would say also like the game is definitely still in a line, like it's still an anime, like it's still sort of like a more all ages piece of media where like teen plus piece of media,
right?
Where it could like Captain America Captain America Winter Soldier, right, has themes about how war is bad and traumatizing to the people involved, but it's not like a deep movie, right? It's an action movie, it's a superhero movie, and it's the same. Like this is an anime, this is like a fantasy adventure.
This is still a romance story,
and a romance story, and so it I think if it went too deep into it, you would start to sort of have to shift the tone of the entire piece of media. So I think it's at an appropriate level. I didn't expect it to go this dark, but I think it did a pretty good job.
Yeah, taken on its own, I think this does well. It definitely within the context of the whole thing, it's a little. But also, again, it comes back to like the sincerity thing. Like, if it's gonna set up these themes, it's gonna fucking go for them.
Yeah, I also feel kind of vindicated by like how much we have been harping on the fact that Van Helsing is a war criminal, even though the game is not. And now all of a sudden it's like, hey, all those thoughts you've been having this whole time about like, why did you shoot us with a real gun? You crazy, like you madman, like you clearly have issues, like you need to not be helping us, and you just need to go to like therapy. And then here, this story like sort of I think acknowledged that and and is like, hey, these thoughts you've been having this whole time about how this guy is like very deeply traumatized by sort of the realization that he was part of a genocide, you know, like that, and it actually came back and was like, you know, here it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I do appreciate that. Like, I feel vindicated in our constant pointing out that Van Helsing is like a very unstable character.
And it's the sort of thing where, like, again, we do have to recognize what audience this is for. Like, yes, we're looking at this from a different angle, but this is for, like, I think the rating for it is like teen up, you know. So this is for, like, you know, new teens who maybe haven't actually like experienced this in media. Because we're talking about, we've already seen this. But
so many of Cardia's reactions also are so in line with a teenager who, like, even in this, she was like, I've only read about this in books. Like, you know, she's very much, you know, where you're a teen who, and also her emotional detachment of it, you know, because toward everything that's going on, because I think it's a very teen perspective of like being so detached from the world because you've been you know, at least like way. This like sort of generic suburban American teenager, right? Where you're like, oh yeah, like this is my, like I know that the world exists outside of my, you know, of my realm of experience, but I don't have any connection to it yet. I'm still trying to figure out what my connection to that world is, and that's definitely Cardia. I don't know if that's like good. Like it's in a lot of teen oriented media, and I do wish more that, like, when I think about myself, when I was the target demographic, like I do wish that there were more heroes and protagonists that like had a stance already, and then you as the teen could sort of decide if you agree with that stance or not, versus sort of just being an open, sort of emotionless observer to what's going on. But like Cardia is exactly that. Like she's exactly that. Like, I'm a teen.
Right, like I haven't had to experience the real world yet, and boy howdy, is it a lot.
Yeah, and like, you know, the things that she says, and it's like, yeah. I don't know. I think, yeah. I still wish that our girl had more opinions.
I mean, again, it's been a while. I might be remembering it somewhat wrong, but I'm pretty sure she does start to develop. Like, that's her arc is the development of a personality, of a self.
Yeah, and like the development of like having moral and political opinion and philosophical opinions is very much being a teen, right? Like making that transition. Yeah. And so, yeah. So I get that, even though it's frustrating to me, like I get that that's what it is. Yeah. That's
and we are going to reach a point where we deal with a lot of other bigger themes. We are at some point going to deal with, you know, the power struggles of like government when we get to like Victor's chapter. Like it's very much about sort of, you know, positioning within the government, kind of bigger details about that. So it's trying for things like, man.
Yeah.
Also, I had to look this up because it was bothering me. The voice of Finis is very familiar to me, and that's because it's Yuki Kaji, who's like one of the most prolific anime voice actors, and voices like big name characters like Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan, or Phoenix Wright, or Speed of Sound Sonic from One Punch Man, kind of.
Okay, yeah.
So it's just one of those things where like I'm starting to recognize voice actors, and that troubles me greatly.
Hey, this is a stream about sincerity.
Right.
It was bound to happen eventually, especially with the big names. Right.
We are nothing if not sincere about our love of dating games and critically analyzing them.
Yeah, I gotta say, you know, as weird as this whole experience was for this one, like now I'm like, how hard are they gonna go with all the other stories?
Right.
And I'm now I'm like much more interested in seeing how that goes. Like maybe they will get into like Saint Germain and the insanity of immortality, right? Like that would be really cool. Like go dark, yeah, let's do it.
You know, Victor has to deal with he has some kind of skeleton in his closet. That's not related. Right. But it's like it's one of those things where like he didn't do the terrorist thing, but he clearly has like regrets over other things he's done for the government.
Yeah, because he created Metal Gear.
Right, and all the other terrible things. And like I don't know how you could go. The thing is, Impy and Lupin, despite being the most with us, are maybe the more like guarded characters in that like even with Saint Germain, you get this idea that his like aloofness is hiding something else. You kind of just get the idea that Lupin and Impy are idiots. So like it would be.
They're hiding. They're like they have these big blustery facades that like probably hide this like hidden like weakness or whatever. But neither of them seem like they have a weakness that I'm interested in knowing about. Like Impy's weakness seems that he's like really sad and desperate and lonely and in this like downward spiral. Because of it, where he like acts out and is and everybody lashes back at him because what he does is inappropriate. If on the Impy route you like do actually get into that, I don't want to hear that story. I don't think it's an excuse.
Sure. Right.
And Lupin, I could definitely see the inevitable arc being like, oh, I have all, I try so hard to be a good guy, but like you can't always just be a good guy. And maybe he's like more idealistic than he sort of lets on, or he's more naive than he lets on, or he's that kind of thing.
Right.
Where like he needs to hold on to sort of his morality. And he's trying so hard, even though like everything about what he has to do is probably out of line with his morals. And I don't know. That's fine, I guess. I've seen it before too many times. It's like, okay, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, we'll see how this turns out.
Yeah.
I think this chapter more than anything else reminded me a lot of like kind of the things that hooked me initially is like, oh, it's willing to do this, huh? Because like I think the slice of life stuff is charming. Like the characters are fun when they're all interacting together and sort of like doing that, but like it's clearly willing to dip its toes into serious topics.
Yeah, so it's not totally light, and I definitely appreciate that. I think that's a problem in a lot of visual novels as media. Like you're either like all one way where it's totally light, Tokimeki Memorial, here where we're totally about romance, or it's totally the other way and it's fucking 999 and like something being neither of those things, and is also like I think that's a good balance. Like I want to play visual novels. I want to read stories, and I want there to be more middle ground between those two extremes, where you have a love story where they also engage with things in a more serious way. That's the thing in Hustle Cat that I really was a bit disappointed in, is that it doesn't engage as seriously with some of the themes that it sets up and some of the like lore and stuff like that it could have. And I'm sure that's like a time and money limitation, but it's
especially for something that seems
kind
to be
of thing of like,
indie.
I wish that they would have taken this a little more seriously or fleshed this out a little bit more, because the implication is very serious. But it's like, no, this is just fun. Nobody dies and everyone's okay and don't worry about it. It's all fun. Hustle Cat also has the problem of being less sincere than something like this. It has a lot of self-aware bits of like, haha, I can't believe that we're turning into cats. I can't believe this character is like this. Isn't this dumb? And it's like, own it. What are you doing? Like I'm playing your game. Like I'm already here. I already showed up to the table. Like you don't when I sit down.
Right, I've accepted the
delicious
premise.
Video game. Like I've already taken it in my hand and I'm lifting it to my lips, and you're like, no, I don't drink it. It tastes bad. Like I already started drinking. It's too late now.
And I definitely feel like these sorts of games are the more interesting ones, even when they don't succeed all the way, because, like, I started with, like, key visual novels, like the people who did, like, Planetarian, Canon, Clanad, things like that, and, like, the explicit, like, setup that they're trying to do is they're trying to create a crying game. Like, the point is that you are supposed to feel for the characters, and there's supposed to be a bigger impact because all these characters are built to be more than just, like, romanceable options. They're built to be sort of these characters who deal with their own struggles and have their own issues that go along with them, that, like, you know, everyone has baggage. You know, not everything is so clear-cut and simple, and I get where the use of games like that are.
I also do like about this game is that, yeah, it's not that third type where it's just about making you cry, is not, I don't have a lot of experience with those kind of games, but I like that it didn't go so hard that it's like, oh, I'm supposed to cry about this, or be, like, really hurt by what happens to this character. So I think that would be too much. we wouldn't want this to turn into what's it called? Higurashi, why they cry.
Higurashi's oh my goodness. Oof. But yeah, like, what I mean is, like, I started with these ones that are a lot more about the character building stuff, even if they're, like, 1,000,000 words long. So, like, things like this, and I get the sort of, like, fluff enjoyment, but it is nice to see games that are doing these, or at least attempting to do these bigger themes.
And also, like, I'm not surprised at all, because we talked about last time that this was going to be an anime.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I'm not surprised at all, because every chapter I've been like, oh, this is an episode of an anime. And once I started, like, calibrating it in my mind, it's like, oh, this is an episode of an anime, I was like, oh, this makes perfect sense. Like, the level of depth and everything about it makes a lot of sense. Like, I finally figured out that category in my mind. But yeah, I'm sure this will be a really good anime. It won't be, like, super heavy or anything like that, but it'll be enjoyable.
Right, it won't be able to touch on everything, but it may be able to, like, still tell an arc. Also, Beamslash points out something in the chat, was like, Hustle Cat demonstrating a problem that comes from genre fans making a game in that genre where, like, you know, they have sort of this nudge wink because it's like, oh, I'm into this sort of thing, and it's almost like faux embarrassment in some ways, where it's like, I can't be too sincere because then I look like a dweeb or whatever. And so I think it's, that's its own sort of, like, thing that visual novels are gonna have to deal with now that Western visual novels are becoming more popular, and, like, they're doing stuff like that.
How do I time people out in the new?
I don't know, can you just right click
now
on
when I click on, I can't. I click on him and it doesn't say timeout anymore.
Oh, weird. Is it because he's at the bottom of the screen?
I don't know. Can you
Because I see that there's more stuff here. I can ban him. Okay, I can see the buttons that are underneath. Anyways, I timed him out.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
Yeah, it's just because the window is bad on Twitch. But yeah,
cool, great.
This has been fun. Always glad to hang out and do this.
Yeah, hopefully next week. Hopefully next week our schedules will be normal. And
yeah,
it'll be okay.
We were doing great for 2 weeks, and then oof.
Yeah, I thought Tuesdays were really good, but it turns out that sometimes I have things that happen on Tuesdays, and I forgot about those things.
Right, life happens.
Every once in a while, something will happen on Tuesday, even though I was very convinced that nothing ever happens on Tuesday.
Yeah, so next time, we have the negotiated solution.
God, so interesting.
What could the solution be?
Oh!
Are we talking about, chemical solutions?
Oh.
Think about
maybe.
it. Think about it for a whole week.
Solution can have 2 meanings.
And maybe next time we won't shoot as many children.
God, yeah, maybe.
Maybe we can
That'd
just
be cool.
Here, it's a whole chapter of us just, like, taking care of Van Helsing.
Of our son Dracula.
Right. Giving him a smoochie on the head, taking care of him. Telling him everything's gonna be okay.
He wakes up and he's got a toast in his mouth, and he's late to vampire school.
Right.
Our precious son.
And then we teach him how to play Baccarat.
Sure. Why
but
not?
yeah. So have your boy opinions changed? Before we go.
Well, I mean, Impy. Yeah, I think in the previously, like at the end of the last episode, Van Helsing was on the bottom. Impy is back on the bottom. Van Helsing is second. So the rankings are Saint Germain, Victor, Lupin, and then Van Helsing, and then Impy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Saint Germain's still my boy.
All right. Well, again, it's been a pleasure, and we'll see you all next week, hopefully.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.